Abby, thanks for your time. Again, I'm just trying to connect some folks and
That was cool.
talk to people and hear their stories. But Abby, I started people's origin stories. Tell me about yourself. Where were you born and raised?
I was born in Bellingham, and I grew up on Orcas Island, the San Juan Islands. So,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
With your parents?
My dad and my stepmom, but my stepmom's like my mom. She's awesome. I used to say I know there's a God because he gave me her.
I love that.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Any siblings in there?
Yeah, I have an older sister, and I have an older half brother too. But he grew up with he was adopted. Our biological mom's really poor excuse of a mom, I guess. And an older sister and two little brothers. I got to grow up with the sister and the brothers.
So what was it like growing up on Orcas Island?
I took it for granted. I didn't really get to appreciate it much until I was living out here, because like Orcas is so beautiful and so quiet, and everybody knows everybody, and it's like it's like special. Like when I've met a few people out here that I knew from the island, and it's like you feel like just that connection that you don't feel when you meet other people out here, because it's just such a tight-knit community. Like I miss it a lot. I feel like if I grew up anywhere else, I wouldn't be who I am today, you know?
And how long were you there?
Until I graduated high school.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, my parents still live there, actually. My
Oh,
family, yeah, they're still
nice.
there. So, yeah, I miss it a lot.
And tell me about high school. What was going on in your life in high school?
I got bullied a lot in high school. I always wanted to fit in. It sucked. It sucked.
Yeah.
School sucked.
Yeah.
I'm bipolar, and so my medications were always like this, and so I was always like that, and I just was hard to get along with people. I guess people always called me like annoying or whatever. I never really had any friends. It felt like, so it sucked.
And growing up in that time, did you know you were bipolar? Like diagnosed and kind of stuff?
Yeah, in second grade, I was on medication for it, and a lot of people are like, "That's too young," but sometimes you just know when you know, because without the medication I was prescribed, once I reached I'd say freshman year in high school, they swapped my medication, and I was able to make some friends and some connections, but still I always was that weird awkward girl, I guess, that I was always taller and a little bit bigger, and so all the girls in my class were, it was just hard to fit in, but it was weird. It was hard.
Sorry.
It was okay.
So you felt that through high school?
Definitely.
And then
when I graduated, I met this guy my senior year of high school that he lived over here in Seattle, and my sister and I would visit our biological mom at times to go. She was really not a very good mom. She did heroin when she was pregnant with me. She tried to kill herself, and my dad was given full custody of me and my sister before I was even born. And there was very little supervision with her when we would come off to visit her. And so my sister and I were just left to do whatever we wanted. We went to some folk life fair or something, and I met this guy who was in his 20s, and right before I graduated high school, and he changed my life forever in such a bad way. He was really abusive, and verbally and physically, and I had scholarships for vocational schools and stuff like that, and I just blew it all to be with this guy. When I left, I started using meth, and I'd never done that before in my life. I was a good kid, and I just, for once, I felt like, oh my God, somebody wants to be with me, and that low self-esteem, and it was so drastic. It was so bad. He was so evil. He would talk horribly to my mom, and just threaten me and make me scared to even go home, because I didn't want him coming to see my family. And shortly after, that relationship lasted a year, luckily, and then it ended. And there's a couple other relationships throughout my life until recent, but yeah, it was weird. I haven't really lived on Orcas much since then. I have a son. I had he lives with his dad now, and I got clean for 5 years, and I was with my son, and I met I got together with this guy that I had my whole, like, young adult life. I had the biggest crush on, and I never thought he would notice me. And we got together, and we got engaged, and we had like the life that I never thought I deserved or anyone would ever want to have with me. I finally had with my son, my family, and it was beautiful. And he ended up getting cancer and dying, and that changed everything for me. I gave up on everything. I ended up losing my son, and luckily his dad has him, but and going just spiraling until I pretty much was out here. Like, I'm out here now because I'm trying to avoid someone I've been seeing for the last year who's super abusive. Like, he stalks me. I can't go anywhere without him following me. And it's like, he uses my addiction against me. He follows me everywhere. He's broke my ribs. He's stabbed me. He's like, he'll choke me out. Like, I can't tell you how many black eyes he's given me. Like, I can't. I've called the cops and they don't. Like, he's still walking around. Like, I've held onto like light poles trying to keep him away from me, and he's tried pulling me in, or with my addiction, he'll use that against me, trying to lure me back over to where he's at. And it's like all those crazy feelings of like low self-esteem he brings back out in me because he tells me just the meanest things all the time, and just has me convinced that like, no one likes me, and it's made it hard. I like would rather be out here though than living with him. Like, I don't know. It's sorry. I don't know.
It's fine.
It sucks.
That sounds terrifying.
It's really terrifying. It's really, really terrifying. Like, I don't know. Sorry.
Let's stay here for a little bit. So currently you're unhoused, and with this situation with this other person, does your community come, or do you have any people around here that kind of know the story and kind of?
People around here, people see it all the time happening. Like, he used to not like want people to see him act like that, but now he's slowly unraveling and slowly becoming more aggressive around people because I'm not doing what he wants him to. He wants me to leave and go with him, and I don't. And so people see it, but people always say they're going to help and do things, but I understand they don't want to get involved when someone's that violent. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, he's a strong individual. He has a lot of like boxing training under his belt. He's been to prison, and he's dangerous, and he's scary, and I wouldn't want to get in the way of it either. But people see it go on, and they try to. For a while, people would hide me over at their spots and do that, and it's hard when you're out here though, because there's only so many places you can hide, And
and it's not like you're gonna get in your car and leave.
No, I don't. My car got towed a couple of years ago, and I was with someone long term for a majority of my time out here for like 6-7 years, and they treated me like perfect, like he did. And he made sure I had a car, made sure I was safe, never let anyone do anything to me, and I took him for granted. And we broke up, and I ended up with this person. And sorry, my nose is running. Sorry, I don't have tissue. Okay, it's cool. I'm just gonna do this. Sorry.
Here.
Sorry.
You can use my shirt.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Okay, I can wash it.
Okay, thank you.
Do what you need to do.
Thank you. But yeah, I just think like I can say that in the last year though I've learned a valuable lesson, and that's you can't take it. Just the grass isn't greener on the other side, and to really like love people and for who they are when you have them right there with you. Because like I took my ex for granted, and I took just people in general for granted, and learning now like how many people actually like he's wrong. People don't hate me. People do care about me. People do want to help me. They can just only do so much, and like I'm learning to take like the relationships that are healthy and really hold on to them, because he's taught me a lot in the sense of like you shouldn't be on your own. You shouldn't just just for whoever's nice to you in the moment. Like you can't just. You can't just do that. The people that are there for you, maybe they have something going on. Maybe that's why it doesn't seem so good in the moment or whatever. But just don't be so quick to just, thinks that someone just is.
To trust somebody.
Yeah. I don't know. He's taught me a lot in that aspect. But yeah, to this day, he's actively like looking for me. I just ran into him the other day. He hit me in a parking lot just down the road and dragged me through it by my hair, and I called the cops and they didn't do anything about it. Like, it was scary not having anywhere to go, and then knowing that this person's out here and like threatens to kill me. And I believe him at times. I mean, like, they don't do anything about it. I can tell, like, in May, I broke up with him in May. He choked me out to the point my neck was raw. And it's like, it's terrifying out here for being a female too, not knowing, like, and if I'm walking around at night by myself and I turn a corner, there he is. I can't outrun him. I've tried. It's so scary. It's so scary, and I've been trying to get a tiny house for like months. It's like, I can't tell you how scary it is.
Right. Yeah. So if you had a tiny home, you could lock the door.
Anything. I could just lock the door. Like, this is so unsafe feeling. Like all my stuff I brought back from him out of the apartment. He won't give me most of my belongings back, but the few things I do get back, they just get stolen, you know, and it's just like, out here sucks. It sucks. But I mean, like, you know, it is what it is, I guess. You just gotta keep going forward, you know, just push through it.
Well, I think you're on the, you know, tiny home. It's like, let's try and get you in one. I don't know. I mean, I've heard lots of stories of how that works.
Yeah.
But maybe somebody will see this and be like, all right, she's a candidate, or we have it, whatever. I don't know.
I know that my buddy, he got a King County Housing Authority thing and got into an apartment. Like, he didn't have to do the tiny home thing, which, I mean, like, it'd be nice just to get away from people and just have my own spot and just not have to worry about, like, anyone else's drama or my own, because I'm so exhausted. I don't even get to sleep sometimes because I'm too paranoid about waking up and having him be like right there. Like when it was raining the other night, I literally was, like I was saying earlier, like it just started downpouring. I looked around and I was like, where'd everyone go? Because I kind of just like one by one, they all went off to do their own thing. I'm just standing there like drenched in the rain and like not sure what to do. But I just walked around all night until it was light out because I just didn't want to sit down anywhere. And he was looking for me. I seen him at one point. He tried to get me to go to his house because it was raining, and I wanted to, but I just had to keep walking.
Yeah, there's this, I hear this, it's hard enough being unhoused and traumatic enough living unhoused, but then it's like that you have another layer, a big layer of somebody who's physically, mentally, emotionally abusing you. And
using this against me. He uses being homeless against me, using my addiction against me. He uses it all against me because in the past it's worked, you know. And it's really hard to keep telling him. There's just so many days I just wanted to just say, screw it, and just, you know. But once I go into his apartment, once the door shuts, I don't get to know when I get to leave again. There's been times he's kept me there for weeks, and like not weeks, but like about a week, just like on and off beating me up, on and off. I don't even get to cry when I'm inside there. He tells me I can't make any noise, like not even allowed to cry. It's wrong.
Very unsafe. Yeah, let's hopefully with the community and people watching this, let's get you out of this situation and into somewhere away from this person.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
I really do. I'm so scared he's going to end up doing something to me, and like I'm just going to be another statistic because I'm out here on the streets. I want to see my son grow up. I want to see my family. My brothers are getting married, and I just don't want to be out here like this all the time. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's fine. It's totally fine.
Yeah. It would be cool to just get my life somewhat back together because I haven't had a normal life in a long time, it feels like, and I miss it.
Well, tell me, it's hard to...
Sorry.
No, it's, yeah, it's, I'm sorry for the, capital T trauma.
Yeah.
And it's like everything in me is like, I want to help. I want to figure this out and get you out of the situation. But it's also, your story. You have a lot of elements and parts to your story. And so what I also think is like, you had this good life and then this different life. And so how did that happen, the transition?
My fiance passed away. I snapped. I contemplated killing myself. I contemplated all sorts of stuff, and it just, I couldn't handle it. My son would walk around going, "Daddy," because it was like he raised him the first little couple years of his life, because his dad at the time was still figuring stuff out and was, preparing to just be a dad, and is a wonderful dad now. He's a really wonderful dad, and I'm so grateful for him. But at first, my Stephen was his name. He stepped in and was my son's father figure, and so hearing him walk around saying those, like, looking, "Daddy, Daddy," and he had his little daddy bear pillow that he'd sleep with, and it was too much. And so I just was on the outside. It was telling everyone, "I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine," and on the inside was just trying to find any escape. And I slowly started, relapsing and hiding it, and I was able to kind of like keep it at bay for so many months, and just because I had a job, and I was, but after some time, I told myself, well, if I'm not doing this yet, then maybe, but all those yets kept getting met. And so eventually I called my parents, and they came to Seattle, and they literally were there that same day, and they stayed the weekend with me until they had to go back to work, and I was going to go get ready for detox. And I just didn't find it, and I just don't know what was lacking, but I feel like I failed because I wasn't able to find that same strength I had when I was pregnant. I found out I was pregnant. I got clean for 5 years. I wasn't sure what. And then failing made it even more depressing, and it was just a spiral of one thing after another. That was the last time my son ever lived with me. That was the last time I ever really had like any kind of normal anything in my life, and it was really shameful, and so that shame and that guilt just over the years has just piled up. And
heavy.
My son's dad took me to family court, and I was no longer the custodial parent, and that time my son was living with my parents, and so to have him taken from my parents' home I felt like such a, like, how could I have done this to my family? And I was given supervised visits, and those never have been honored, and I was afraid to push the topics. I didn't want him to, because he was really cool about how he took my son slowly, like over time, to not be traumatic for everybody. But I haven't seen my son really at all since a couple times when he's living with my parents, and I don't think.
How long ago? How many years?
It was years ago, and he's 9 years old now, and I haven't seen him since he was little. And it's like, I have supervised visits. How am I not allowed to see him? But I'm afraid to push the topic because I don't want his dad to not let my mom and dad see him, because I worry more about them at this point than myself. Because it's so unfair. It's so unfair. Like, I don't understand how someone could tell me I don't have supervised visits, or won't let me see him when I was just.
Yeah, I have kids. That would be incredibly bizarre. And
I just am afraid to push it because I don't want him taking my parents' time away with him. And
because your parents also see him still as the
yeah,
grandparents.
Yeah,
right?
He's really cool.
Right.
He's a good dad, and he had more kids with his current part. I don't know if they're married or not.
Right.
I was jealous at first because she was around my son and I wasn't, and I had a lot of anger. But I just think about my stepmom and how she's, at least she has a mom that could be there. Not that. Yeah, I just.
Well, what would if you can envision kind of like the ideal situation, and like, what would you want?
I just want to be able to see him. Maybe he plays football. I just want to go see him at his games. I just want to go see one of his games. That would be awesome. I just want to see him do something, Yeah. I don't even know what his voice sounds like anymore. It kills me. Like, I think, like, what kind of mom am I? I don't even know what his voice sounds like.
Yeah, I think my hope and the kind of good news is there's still time. He's young, and so are you. And of course, that's a mountain to climb and
Right.
hard work, but you did it. You've done it before.
Right. That's what I told myself. I can hopefully do it again.
Yeah, you've done it before, and that's so. It's not that it's easy, but you have done it before. So that shows you can do it, right? But it's my guess is a lot of different steps, and
I think just having somewhere that I could just use as my just getting off the streets would be the first thing.
Right.
Like, it's so.
Yeah.
It sucks. People are so critical of people out here, and you could be like, I don't go around and I don't break into people's homes. I don't do anything. I don't do that. But yeah, I get looked at like like I'm the scum of the earth. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, that kind of leads me to this question I like to ask. Abby, is there anything you would want the people of Seattle to know?
That not everyone out here is a criminal, like in the sense of, we're not all out here trying to prey on people. We're not all out here trying to, take from everybody. Like, people out here really do need help and resources. Like, a lot of people are just like myself, where just a couple of bad things in life happen and you're just trying to cover up something really painful, and you don't even know how you ended up out here, but we're not. So there's so many kind people out here that the community's so quick to just turn their back and just be like, ugh. And it's not the case. There's so many people out here that are just broken, that just need help. I don't know. So I don't know.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna cry. That sucks.
No, yeah, it's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot. It's good to hear your voice. Yeah. You open for a hug?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry. That sounds really, really hard.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, we gotta get you safe. We gotta get you safe. Life's too short not to be safe. It's okay. Yeah. Man.
Sorry, I got
No, it's okay. It's totally okay. Abby, you are okay. I'm okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think getting, like you said, housing is so essential first, right? It's like housing first, safety, lock your door, and then you can start working.
Sleep. I've been so tired. I can't tell you how tired I've been this last couple of months. I've just been so tired because I'm not going to just go sleep anywhere. And there's been nights where I've just literally like, what do I do now? Just walk around, I guess, because I don't, and I'm just like I slept for today. I finally woke up after being hibernated for 3 days.
Because you're terrified of sleeping.
And I finally went to my friend's, and she has a place like out of the area where I can't go there often, but when I do, it's pretty much when I just need to sleep. And I'm so glad I did. So I don't hallucinate, I don't do stuff like that, but you can only handle so much time being awake nonstop, and I was starting to get paranoid and feel really uncomfortable, and I don't like that feeling. I feel a lot better after sleeping.
No, well, we all do a lot better after having a good night's sleep, but it's like I can't like wrap my head around trying to have a good night's sleep outside in the city.
I've fallen asleep in staircases before and woken up like just in the nick. I've had like really weird, like I was down, I fell asleep in the staircase actually before, and then I fell asleep down the Burt Gilman Trail and woke up with some dude like hovering above me. That I felt like I'm glad I woke up when I did, because God only knows what was gonna happen if I didn't wake up. I just had a really bad vibe. I woke up. I even left some of my stuff there. I forgot to grab some of my stuff. I was just like, what the hell are you doing, dude? And I got out of there. But he just had like the most predatory look on his face. Like he just like got the pot of gold. I was like, oh God.
I'm curious, is there other women out here you can like connect with and like pack up with and find safety with?
Yes and no. It's so hard because a lot of people, you never know who's telling the truth about stuff and who's just doing it maybe for a free ride, and then it's really hard for reliability and dependability with people.
Yeah.
Like that's my hardest thing, is that sometimes it's just easier to do these things on your own, which is crazy but true. I've learned with this, it's so much easier sometimes just to try to find a way out for myself, just because like there's I can't take on much more than my own at this. I can't handle my own.
Yeah.
I used to think that the other way would be better, but now that I'm actually living in I don't even talk to my mom anymore because I don't want to burden her and tell her what's going on because I don't want to see her cry. I don't want to see her hurt.
Yeah, that shame and guilt and can really be like just get stuck in that.
Last thing she worries enough about my safety just being out here, but then I don't even want to tell her about
And your mom's in Seattle, like not too far?
No, my biological mom lives in Seattle, but my stepmom who raised me, she's on Orcas Island with my dad.
Is that what you mean by we say mom?
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah, I refer to her, she's my mom.
Gotcha.
She's the best mom ever. She taught me how to be a mom when I was involved with my son, and everything I did with him was just because I love her so much.
Yeah.
I don't tell my mom or dad that enough, but I love them.
Well, I'm curious if you were like, hey, mom and dad, like, I need help, I'm going to come home.
Yeah.
That would be also really, really hard moving back in with your parents.
That would be super hard. I've thought about that. That seems so scary, though.
Which is also scary.
Yeah, they have 3 other kids and grandchildren and stuff, and my son visits them, and I'm worried about if he were to visit, would it be there? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't want to ever come in.
It's not that simple. In people's minds, just like mine, I'm like, hey, just pick up the phone, like, call your mom and dad.
I wish it was. I mean,
not that simple.
They're really chill and easygoing people, but I don't want to interfere with anything else. My sister just had a second baby, and
it's complicated. Yeah. It is way more complicated than I will ever know, and people will ever know.
Right.
But man. Shoot, man.
Yeah. Well,
let me grab that little mic, take a couple photos, and